Paoni, como tu ta? What is good, my people? Today we are checking out Redferrin, just like Johnny, the official music video. Last song I listened to from Redferrin was Jack and Diet Coke. It's either Jack and a Diet Coke or Jack and Diet Coke. This was one of the two. Nice little fire song from Redferrin. A lot of people are calling him Morgan Wallen clone, but I can hear it. Like I can see why people would say that, but I do think that he is his own artist. But we're gonna find out today if my assessment is correct, or were you guys that were calling him a Morgan Wallen clone were correct. But before we make the determination, do me a solid, hit the subscribe button, like button, and notification bell. I appreciate you for supporting the channel. Any reaction requests, let me know down in those comments below, or you can find my socials in the description. Shoot me a DM. Let me just put this. I'm telling people always call me when I'm recording. I don't understand. I don't understand. But anyway, any reaction requests, put them in the comments below. And without further ado, let's get into this reaction, my people. Solid.
Crack the bottle, pour another drink. Flicking cigarettes off in the sink. About to kick it into gear and hit the bar. Took that shit too far and I done broke your heart again. Baby, I don't think I'll ever learn.
Hey.
Probably always had to crash and burn. It's like I love living in the flames. Swear I will, but I don't think I'll ever change. Girl, the same way Johnny loved June is the same way I'll be loving you till the day them angels come through. Just make sure you want it, baby, 'cause I'm just like Johnny. Yeah, smoke that smoke to get high. Ain't nowhere close to walking that line. Stick 3 sheets gone out of my mind. So make sure you want it, baby, 'cause I'm just like Johnny, baby.
So, okay. So if I'm being honest with you, I can see Morgan Wallen like singing on this type of instrumental, if I'm being honest with you. However, I do think, and I think I said this in my last reaction of Redferrin's. I think that or it might have been Tucker Wetmore, who's also accused of being a Morgan Wallen like industry plant or clone. I think the difference between like Morgan Wallen, especially now, he in Redferrin, it's the instrumentals. I feel as though like this would be something that Morgan Wallen would have sort of sang on before his his newest album. But at the same time as well, I think that like the instrumental in itself is a little bit different, because like Morgan Wallen definitely has an alternative country sound. Like a lot of country artists, as well as some of like the older country, the old heads, as people in hip hop like to call them, they don't see Morgan as country because he's not sort of singing on traditional country instrumentals, because his instrumentals are very, very alternative. And in my opinion, I think it just adds diversity into the sort of instrumental pool for country music, because like he has a like country sort of like trap sound to him, where I feel as though this instrumental is more so, it's alternative, of course. It has like a little hip hop elements to it, but it's more so on the rock side, with the drums, the snares, and then like also to the guitar. I feel like Morgan either does sort of like alternative like country trap sound, or rock, it's like southern rock, or traditional sort of like country ballads. But with this one, he's combining the rock elements with the hip hop elements, alternative sound. And again, that's something that Morgan Wallen, and what I listen to, doesn't really do. I could be wrong. I don't think that I am. But as always, my people, I always like to discuss these types of stuff in the comments below. So feel free to drop them. Let me know what your thoughts are. but I can hear the voice why you guys would say that, but I still think he's his own artist. I just think they just happen to share a similar type of twang. You know what I mean? And a similar cadence, a little bit.
I keep on wondering how long you gon' stick around. How many times have I done put you through the rain? And after all the hell, still ain't a ring upon that finger. No, baby, I don't think I'll ever learn. You'll probably always have to watch me crash and burn. I always fall back in the same traps I've always been caught up in, again and again till the end.
Yeah, that kind of does sound. That does sound like That does sound like Morgan Wallen. I'm not gonna lie to you. This is interesting. This is interesting because again, no, listen. I still feel, even though that part was definitely. If I close my eyes, I'm seeing Morgan Wallen. I'm being honest with you. Tonally, they have a little bit of a different voice in my opinion from what I'm hearing. Like if you really like listen to the voices, they really don't sound the same. But the issue that it's not really issue, but what people are latching onto is the cadence, right? They have a very similar cadence, and I still stand by he is his own artist, and I'm gonna stand on that. Like I don't think he's intentionally trying to copy Morgan. I just think that certain people like certain styles of music. I just think this is what his voice naturally sounds best on, what he gravitates to. Because these lyrics, are if you like really pay attention, it's quite interesting. It's a little bit tragic. I haven't really been talking about the lyrics too much because I've been really focusing in on his voice and how you guys have told me he sounds like Morgan Wallen, and I'm that's the part where I'm not trying to like debunk you guys, because if he does sound like him, I tell you, and I said in that part he did. But I still do think he's his own artist. But again, these lyrics too, quite tragic. Pay attention, listen. Catchy chorus. Ready got me singing it with him. That it? Oh, I almost stopped the song. I thought that was it. Make sure you want it, baby. 'Cause I'm just like Johnny, baby. All right, my peeps. So, like I said, I do hear you guys when you guys said that he sort of sounds like Morgan Wallen. I agree with you insofar as like the cadence, but I do think they have very different voices. I feel as though they're their own sort of separate entities, separate artists. At one point I did question why people sort of didn't follow the Morgan Wallen like blueprint, why there wasn't like a ton of clones popping up. I think it's a very hard sort of subgenre of country to follow, because like you either are the subgenre of country music or you're not. You really can't fake it. Like you can sort of fake the whole like ballad sort of like pop country sound, but you can't fake this sub alternative style of country music. Like Morgan Wallen is about what he sings about. You know what I mean? Like he is these instrumentals. Like he's that guy. He's that guy. I feel like Tucker Wetmore also, in my opinion, is that guy. He's been moving away from that sound. I think it's because people were sort of saying that he's a clone of Morgan Wallen. I don't think he, Wine to Whiskey, people were saying that song is a Morgan Wallen clone type of song. He's an industry plant. I don't think he is. Same thing with like Redferrin, Jack and Diet Coke, and this now, just like Johnny, I think. So, yeah, I mean, again, my people, my final verdict, I do feel as though that you guys are, really getting lost in like similar cadence between, Morgan Wallen, Tucker Wetmore, as well as, Redferrin. I think you guys are just focusing in on that versus like actually like listening to their vocals, right? The quality of their voices, right? The timbre, you know what I mean? The way they sort of sing notes, breath control, like that's what you gotta really focus on in terms of being a quote unquote like clone. You know what I mean? If it's one for one, and in this case it's really not, because even the instrumental is a little bit different. You know what I mean? You still have similar elements, but it's not one for one. In order to be a clone, you have to be one for one, and this is not that, in my opinion. But I'm very curious to get you guys' thoughts. Have I swayed you, or do you guys still stand on Redferrin being a Morgan Wallen clone? Let me know in the comments below. But also, just don't say he is. Put down why, and let's talk about it. Let's be respectful. Let's talk about it. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you, my people, and I'll see you in the next one.